What's up, my Vina loves? It's Miss Vina D coming to you all from Vinateam News. Before I even get into the topic, my goodness, this look right here is everything. I mean, from head to toe. Whoever did this styling, you did that. Come through, Jada, okay? She looks incredible, and I'm here for it. Also, before I insert the rest of Jada and her mother Facebook Live that they did, I did do a part one. So if you missed it, please click the very first link in the description below to watch part one. But before I get into part two, I do want to say this. Jada is not the problem. The media is the problem. I don't care how much you love or like someone. If that person is constantly posted back to back every second, every minute, if blog pages have over 20 posts in one day about that person, I don't care how much you like that person, you will get sick and tired of that person and be like, enough is enough. So Jada is not a problem. Jada did one interview before her other interviews, and that one interview, over 20 clips was taken from that one interview, and the blog pages kept posting every single word. One headline would be, Jada said this. They could have posted the entire segment, but no, let's come back. Jada said this. If this woman just released a book and you are going to post every single page from her book, you don't think people are going to get sick and tired? You don't think people are going to turn on her? However, she is not the problem. She's promoting a book. She's on a press tour, and she's simply talking about her story and her book. You, the media, who is constantly posting everything, especially only the negative part of her book, where she's saying, yes, these things happen, but I'm going through healing. My husband and I are great and in a better place. I'm going to play that video after I'm done talking. But no, let us skip all of the positive things and how she overcame all of these different things, and let's just stick on the negative, because we are so desperate for clicks. Okay, people are mad right now and are jumping on this hate train bandwagon as it relates to Jada. So even though we are doing too much, let's keep going. That's just what it is. If this woman is promoting one book, but you all are posting every single word from the book, of course it becomes too much. Common example, Kerry Washington released a book as well recently. But Kerry Washington waited. There's no scandal around her name. Yes, pun intended, Miss Olivia Pope. There's no scandal around her name. She keeps things private. Her family, her children, all of that. So now that she's writing a book, she's very vulnerable and open. But because Kerry Washington doesn't have tea, as they say, a drama out there, the blog pages, they're not interested. They're not picking apart every single page of her book. And she did reveal some deep, dark things in her book. She went deep, okay? And this is a private woman I'm talking about. The only thing that I saw being posted was the fact that she found out recently that the man she thought was a biological father is not her father. But for the most part, they have left Kerry Washington alone. However, if the blog pages were posting every single thing and every single page from Kerry's book and every single interview, even people who love her would have been like, Kerry girl, can you please go back to being quiet, because we are sick and tired of seeing you. But it wouldn't be Carrie's fault. It's the fact that the blog pages are choosing to post every single word that's leaving her mouth. And that's the problem. If I'm promoting a book and I do one interview, and you're taking 20 clips from that one interview and making all of these headlines every second, of course, people are going to get tired. But people are so caught up in this hate for Jada and this drama and all this smoke that they're not even pausing for a moment to have common sense and say, wait a minute, the media is actually doing this. Maybe if you stop posting her and you don't post 20 posts a day about her, maybe we will stop talking about her. But now I'm noticing that people in the comments are now telling those blog pages, we get it. You don't like her. Can you please stop and can we move on? So some of them now are slowly stopping. Will Smith released a statement. He had beautiful words for his wife. Did those blog pages post it? No. But not everyone is a follower, and I love people who can think for themselves. This person wrote, for all those saying you wish she would shut up, the blogs are ignoring, making every different thing she said a headline from the same 1 to 2 interviews in the book. Thank you. It's not her going and renting every day. Someone with common sense. I said the same thing yesterday. People so dumb. Can't say that a word. Thank you. Mine tuts exactly. These people are slow. My point. If I do one interview and you twist it 20 different ways and post it because you're so desperate for clicks, what do you expect is going to happen? People will start saying, shut up. And everything I just said, exactly. They are riding the wave for clicks, comments, and likes, and also that engagement and a check. Why y'all didn't post the letter he wrote to her yesterday? I'm convinced black blogs are wanting her to get dragged because y'all have posted everything except what he wrote in support of her. The same way. Now, I do want to add, it's not just the black blogs, it's everybody. But you would think our own people, however, will be like, okay, I'm not going to jump on this bandwagon. It is worse. It is worse. But I'm glad that she's strong. She's been in this business for a long time. So she's not allowing these disgusting comments to affect her. And I'm happy about that. Majority of those same blog pages were able to find every single negative post that they felt will lead to engagement. But when this woman sat on Facebook Live and talked about how she and her husband are in an amazing place, she didn't cheat on him, and all of that, crickets. I posted it, and then a few days after that, I saw other people slowly posting it. But for the most part, the same smoke and energy they had to run with, they've been separated, and she's this and this monster and all of that, it's crickets. And that's the reason why I just sit back and I'm like, okay, you know what? If you're posting both, then you got me. I rock with you. At least you're posting both. But if you're just posting the negative, then I see your agenda. And I can't rock with that. And this is just me talking in general terms. I'm not coming for any specific pages. It's not like that. I'm just talking in general terms based on what I've seen on social media. Like I've always said, the same way how I feel entitled to my own positive opinion about Jada, other people can have a negative opinion about her, and that's their opinion. So it wouldn't be fair for me to feel positive about her, call her a queen and, worthy and all of that, and support her, but then get upset that someone have the opposite view as me. That's their opinion, and everyone are entitled to their own opinion. But I'm going to repeat some of the amazing things that she said about her marriage and how she and her husband, they are working it out. They did say in one of those videos that they are coming back to the red table. So I know people will like, more talking. But let that woman run her show in peace.
Asked if there's an opportunity of Will and I to get back together. I'm trying to look. And, you know, Will and we're family. And I know that we've talked about, you know, with the Today Show was like this big separation. And we had been separated, you know, and you guys didn't know it because we didn't feel like it was something to share because we were trying to figure out what that meant.
Right.
And then, you know, different things has transpired over the last 2 years, and Will and I have been doing a lot of healing together, and you know, have made our way back to this interdependence, and you know, this beautiful, loving space between us. And so there's a lot of things.
Family.
And we're still family.
And still family. And that's it.
And we're family, and we're figuring it out. And it's a beautiful figuring it out.
Right.
It's been beautiful. So got a lot of love. Will has been by my side through this journey, you know, and really holding me down. So it's been beautiful because he did the process. So he prepared me for what was to come. Like, you know, he's like, you're gonna come across some stuff and it's gonna be really hard. Be gentle if you gotta, you know, take some days off and not write, you know. So he really helped me along the way on the process.
Yeah. Wants to know, where are you at in your next chapter of life?
I'm in a place of peace. I'm in a place of happiness. And in all honesty, I love where I am as far as Will, my relationship with him. You know, like we went through that long period of separation.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? In order for us to journey separately and do some journeying together. And it just seems as though we've come to a really, really beautiful place together. So I'm happy.
Yeah.
That's where I am in this chapter of my life. I am finally happy.
Yeah. And this says, you inspire me with your courage. How are you doing?
Oh, thank you, Wanda. I am doing so good. You know, I've been carrying a lot for a long time.
Well, let me just say this. It was still kind of painful. You know, yours is it's not a happy story.
Right.
But I do want to start out as your mama,
right,
to clarify some things, because I'm a little tired of all the vitriol being thrown your way. I'm sick of it.
Right.
And I just want to say that, you know, when you guys decided to separate, okay, that was a decision that both of you made. You're both separated. You did not cheat on Will.
Right.
You're both parties are living their lives, both. Okay, so it's not just you.
Right.
And I need to make that really clear.
Right.
Because I'm a little sick of that foolishness.
I got you, Gam. I understand.
All right.
I understand.
I love Will to death. You know, he's my guy. You know, we are family. And I think the other thing that people need to be clear about is that this is not a tell-all.
Yeah. Right.
You know, this is not what this book is about.
But I agree with Gammy. I just need people to know, okay? I did not cheat on Will Smith, no matter how sad he looked at that table. And when you read this book, you will kind of get an understanding of why the red table even happened in the first place.
Are you feeling a sense of relief getting this out into the world? Like you're getting something off your chest?
You know what? I am. I am feeling a sense of relief. I wasn't expecting that, you know what I mean? But I am in a certain manner. I feel like a lot of assumptions have been made about me.
Absolutely.
You know, and I get it. I mean, I've helped with some of those assumptions along with, you know, what happened at the red table. And I know there's still a lot of confusion around that. You really got to get the book to kind of understand because it's complicated. That's a complicated moment, as complicated as the Oscar moment. But, you know, it's like I had to wait to talk about certain things because you needed so much context and so much history in order to really understand what was happening.
Same way, I'm one of the only few people that posted all of the positive things she said about her marriage, how they're back together, they're working their way back together, and all of that. And when she was on the Today Show on Monday, she was like, that's the only part of the interview that got lost in translation. She basically said, Will and I were separated, but we are working our way back to each other. Because we're in a good place, that's why I'm comfortable sharing this. We are no longer in this place. We have healed, we are healing, we are happy, and so now I can freely talk about it because I'm not going to talk about it when I'm dealing with it. But that part still got lost in translation, and the title was Jada and Will been separated for 7 years and all of that. And she corrected that information.
We're getting back to the red table.
Oh, okay. We're supposed to. So we're gonna. Sarah
wants to know, is the red table coming back?
Yes, Sarah. The red table's coming back. We are in the works of a situation right now. So next year, we could not do the red table while I was writing this book and while Willow was on her music journey. So we have decided to come back next year. Yay!
So Olivia also wants to know, why now? Why now for the book?
Well, it wasn't supposed to be now. I decided December 2021, and then the publishing company decided that it should come out now. But why now? December of 2021, I just felt like, I wanted to tell my journey in a way that a lot of women don't feel as though they can.
Yeah.
Beautiful cover. How did you decide on the cover, and what is the story behind it? Oh yeah. So thank you so much. This cover. So this picture was taken by a friend of mine on the red table set, and I just thought about my life, just all the many stories and the pictures that make up this one woman, right? And so I went to my editor when we were talking about concepts for the cover, and I said, Carrie, what if we had a bunch of pictures from my life that was a mosaic that came into one single, picture of myself? And she thought it was a great idea, and so we had to test the concept. And then it worked.
It worked. And it is beautiful.
Yeah, I love it so much. It's beautiful. And we had quite a few people to help us get this. Ploy and Jesse DaCosta, thank you so much for all the work you put towards this cover.
Ruth wants to know what you learned about yourself after writing the book.
Ooh. I learned I'm a work in progress.
Aren't we all?
And continuously. I learned that there's no arriving. Like if I'm waiting to arrive somewhere, like, I've arrived, I'm enlightened, I know who I am and what life is all about. It's like, nah. And I just learned, like, wow, life is really a journey. Like, I've come a long way, but I have so much further to go.
Oh, Jessica wants to know how the kids feel about the book. That's a great question, Jessica.
Let me tell you, Willow started reading it.
Yeah.
And Willow has been calling me 3
Daily.
times a day. 3 times a day.
Because it's not an easy read.
I don't even think it's about that. I think that she is just so, first of all, you guys don't know this yet, but Willow's got a book coming out in May. It's a novel.
And it's great.
It's really great. It's called The Black Shield Maiden. And so she's an avid reader, and she's a beautiful writer herself. And I think that she's just enjoying reading certain aspects about my life that she didn't know. Right. And she wouldn't know. They haven't read it yet. The boys, they know the story. We've sat down and gone through, and the boys are Trey and Jaden are so proud and so happy that I finally get to tell my story. They felt like that was really important.
Yeah.
Girls, around forgiveness, I've had to forgive myself for a lot of things, and self-forgiveness, I think, is the power that is the tool that gives us the power to forgive others, because then we just realize that humanness, is not something for us to have contempt around. And I realized that. I'm like, wow, we have such a difficult time as human beings accepting humanness, and I think
and there's so much judgment.
Right. And part of the process of forgiveness is accepting our humanness, accepting our flaws, accepting our frailties, accepting that we are at times not at our best. And that's just what it is, And then when we realize that when we're not at our best, it's not for anybody else to take personally, There's no one in my life that I hurt purposely, even though I know I've hurt people, right? And people have hurt me. But I realize that in me forgiving myself, I see that there's really, it's very easy to forgive others, because I know that whatever somebody's done to me was not personal, and it was really about their relationship to themselves. When we don't have good relationships with ourselves, you can't really have good relationships with others.
One thing I want to ask too, and it might have been part of this, but do you have any regrets?
You know what?
Somebody asked that question.
I don't really have regrets. I have remorse. But I don't regret anything. I have no regrets, because I feel like, for me personally, I can't say anything, I can't speak about anybody else, but for me personally, everything that I've encountered, everything that's happened, has been a stepping stone towards my healing. You know what I mean? But I do have remorse. I have remorse around, like I just said, that people who've gotten hurt along the way and hurting myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is this? The green? What?
Nobody can see that, Carlos. It's too small.
Okay, so we are going to wrap this up. We are on, just so that you know, go to, we have ourworthyjourney.com if anybody wants to come out on tour. And I'll be in New York, Atlanta, Houston, Memphis,
Baltimore, DC. Come on now. Baltimore, DC. You gonna leave them for last?
No, you can go to ourworthyjourney.com and you can see the tours there. But thank you so much, everybody.
Let me end it by saying, I'm not saying Jada is a saint, okay? All I'm saying is everything that's happening is common sense. When and if you're telling your story, you have released a book and you are on your book tour, you are going to talk about some of the things that you wrote about. It's common sense. So when people are getting angry, please be quiet. Why are you trying to silence her? She's on her book tour. And then you have them hit you back with, well, before the book tour, she was talking. No, before the book tour, she had a talk show. And the reason for a talk show is you talk. Other people came on there and told their stories. And whenever Jada and her family felt like they could relate to their stories, they spoke about it to make that connection, to make that person feel like, you know what, we got you. We understand, because I too experienced that. She never, ever just randomly out of nowhere, I'm going to go on Instagram and just randomly share my story. I'm going to do this. No. Even the one that sat down with Will Smith, it was after the person that she had that moment with went in an interview and talk about it. She didn't have to address it and confirm, but also that person been sick. That person said they've been threatened, they've lost money, people laughing at them, saying things like, oh boy, be quiet. You're a liar. Jada Pinkett Smith would never stoop that low to date you. Like, he was being bullied, harassed, being called a liar. And she just felt like that's not fair. Also, Ugg has been sick for a long time. They call him Ugg. Okay, so we're going to call him Ugg. He's been sick for a long time. And on many occasions, he's, been very open and transparent, letting his supporters know he doesn't know how long he's going to be here for. And I think that guilt to know that, okay, I share this special moment with someone. When you hear him describe his love for her, oh my goodness. But she felt guilty. What if I wake up one morning and he's no longer here? To know that I did not defend him, to know that I did not just simply say he's not lying, it's the truth. We did have a moment. I don't think she wanted that guilt on her conscience. So she said, you know what, let me just go ahead and validate what he's saying, because her book title is worthy. And you have people saying things like, you're not even worthy to breathe the same air as a Jada Pinkett Smith. And it was just like, what is happening? So she went on that table and she clarified and she was honest. And I'm sure even though it led to misunderstanding, her heart felt better that she validated what he was saying. And that's all he was looking for. And Will sat there knowing that he was doing his thing, but basically my people are not talking. That NDA, they're not talking, so I don't have to admit to anything. Your person is the one that's talking. So just because your people want to spill the tea doesn't mean I have to spill my tea. I'm going to sit here and look the way that I'm looking and let you tell your story, but I'm going to let everyone know that we were separated. I'm going to validate that you did not cheat on me. But people still ignored that part and ran with the, oh, Will looks so hurt. Oh, she forced him to admit that they were separated. Oh, she cheated. As you can see, she verified that as well, that she did not. Her mom also verified that. And Will Smith also verified that. And he released a beautiful statement supporting his wife. So everything is all good. I'm happy for them. I'm wishing them well. I'm wishing all of you well. Please do not forget to click the other links in the description below to support the channel. My boutique link is in there. Go ahead and get you some nice clothing. I also have an event planning link in there if you want to rent chair covers, centerpieces, chairs, make purchases. Click that link as well. And also the link to my members only is listed below. I'm wishing all of you well and take care. My loves, thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.